Hey, this is Professor Triplet, and we're going to begin to build this top handle piece because we need that built before we can build the little arms to wrap around it. So let's go ahead and make a torus from the top view and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out my channel box here, and I'm just going to change my axis of this torus to 8, and then I'm going to play with the radius here to see what looks good. So we'll go out to about the center. So you can see it's not lining up. So we have to rotate it basically, and we want it to be rotated so it comes to the middle of one of these sections basically. So right now we know that this from here to here is 90 degrees, which means the halfway would be 45. So we actually need half of that, which would be 22.5. So let's go ahead and just go on our rotate here, dial in 22.5. Oh, there we go. Enter, and there we go. Now we're where we should be. Let's play with the radius again and get it right. So I'm looking so that the bar looks like it's in the middle. And right now I'm looking at this bottom section right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and just play with the section radius and get that so it's pretty close. I'll leave it a tiny bit bigger if need be. Let's see, 0.3. So we could put in like 0.29 and see how that looks. 2.9. That's fine. Okay. And I want to see what this looks like in relation to my other pieces. So let's go ahead and bring out a few things that we need. Okay, I had my isolate on, and let's turn this off. Let's go to our left view. Stay consistent to the left view. And we'll go ahead and just get it from there. Okay, so we can see that it looks good on one side, but on the other side, it's not quite lined up. But we don't even have any of these bars built yet. So we could adjust those a little bit if need be later. We definitely probably want to make this thing a little bit thinner. I think that since we're going by the left view as our primary view, I think it makes sense to just drop this a little bit. So let's make this 2.5. See if that looks any better. And we'll just, yeah, I like that a little bit better. Okay. I'm not worried about the arm being off a little bit right here. Part of the issue is that if you look at this taller arm that goes up, you can see that we're getting like a perspective skew. So I'm just going to assume that that's what our major problem is, and I'm not going to worry about it then. So I'll just leave this alone for right now, and I think it's good. And then what I will do, though, is go back to my top view, and I'm going to go ahead and put in some bevels on these edges here. So actually you can do this really easily. I'm just going to select one edge. Let's do that one more time. Okay, so it's probably trying to grab one of these. We'll just hide that one. And we don't even really need the body layer anymore. So let's try that one more time. There we go. Alright, so if I do that, and then I hit Control and right click and hold, I can go to Edge Ring Utilities, Edge Ring, and now that'll grab all the edges. You can see they're all selected. And then I can go ahead and just bevel these. So I'll just put a bevel on, and obviously that's way too much, so we will just, I'm actually going to give it a segment first, and then we'll adjust the fraction. Maybe something like that. And you can tell if you're really looking closely, like there's kind of it looks like it's bent a little bit in the middle there. You know, if you wanted to get really, really super precise, I guess you can make that adjustment. I don't know if I'm going to worry about it too much. We can just we can adjust this a little bit more like that so it's closer to the shape. And then I'm going to go ahead and just turn that off. Let's look and see what this looks like smooth. So let's just hit F3 on our keyboard. I think that's actually getting closer to what we want. If we wanted to hold these like straight pieces more straight, you would just put another edge in here to hold it. But we don't need to do that because the actual piece does look a little curved, so I'm not going to worry about it. So that looks good to me. Okay. Alright, so let's not forget to do the UVs for this thing. So I'm going to bring my UVs out, and as you can see, they're nice, laid out like a grid, because we really haven't changed our primitive much. So what I want to do here is just look at how well distributed they are for this shape, because I got a feeling that they're not so great. And there's our proof. We have these stretched blocks here, checkers I should say. So let's go ahead and just use our scale tool to scale these so that they look like squares. Let's back out a little bit here. Hard to tell at this point, so what we really want to do is we actually want to make these look smaller on there. So let's go ahead and just scale uniformly up like so. Here we go. Now we can see it. Okay, so you can see I actually need to uncrunch this just a little bit there. And now they look pretty good. Yep, that's pretty good. That'll do. And if we want, we can just reduce them back down if we want. And it's being not as precise as I'd like, so we'll just leave it like that. Let's move them off to the side. I'm going to move them below actually. And we'll turn the checker off on that. Save your file. It's always good to do that, and we're good.